Alright, so I'm not going to show the whole process of when I measured 36 inches out and, you know, before I hooked the trailer up and all that. But this is afterwards. So you can see what I have here. I had 36 before, and I have, I mean, almost on the money, 36. That's on the front, using the airbags and the weight distribution. And if I go to the rear here, there's the same thing right on the ground. And we are almost right on the money too, like a tick off. So we were about 35.5 back here with the weight distribution. We were 36 on the front. And then when I kicked the airbags back on, it brought up that 1/2 inch to get us right there. So I think we're sitting pretty good. I've got to hide here because the sun's out. This is hiding the sun. It's kind of hard to tell. My streak goes at a downward angle this way, like this. So to me, it kind of looks like the front of the trailer's up higher. But when I take a measuring tape to it, it's actually level. I'll show you that in a minute. And the Expedition is sitting exactly where it normally sits without, you know, the trailer even hooked up to it. So I think everything's pretty good there. Okay, so here's the rear of the trailer. There's the bumper. And we are exactly at 22 inch, well, let's see, pretty close. Just a tiny bit, what is that, 21 3/4 inches from the ground up. Stand by and we'll do the front. Here we are from the ground on the front, and we're right about 21. So that shows that we're actually about 1/2 inch lower in the front, which if anything, you want the front lower than the back. It must be an optical illusion looking at this from back here, because from back here it looks like the front's higher. But obviously the measuring tape is not going to lie. So I'd say we're right on where we need to be there. Yes, this trailer does have it is raised up. The leaf springs have been installed on top of the axles, so it gives it more ground clearance. And you might be asking, why the Expedition? You know, why not the F150 over here? Well, haven't got around to it yet. The F150 has a 6-inch lift on it, so I have to get a drop shank lower than what I have on the Expedition. And you know, I'm sure either one are going to tow it just fine. They're basically the same vehicle, just one's a truck and one's an SUV. They both have the same engine, the 5.4 liter 2 valve. This one has the, what is it, the 4, I'm not familiar with the 4R, I think it's a 4R something W transmission, I don't know. They used a lot of them in the F-150s, the Crown Vics, whatnot. The Expedition has the 4R100 transmission, which, you know, they used in the early 7.3 diesel trucks. I know there's going to be different internal components, but having the Expedition longer, I really like how it shifts. I like the shift points, how it feels. We're talking 215,000 miles on that Expedition, and never a hiccup with that transmission. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this one. It runs perfect, but it just has different shift points. It feels different to me. And I just, for some reason, feel more comfortable in the Expedition because I've owned it longer and driven it longer, I guess. And it's just been such a super reliable vehicle over the years that I want to get that one set up first. And I do have the brake controller coming for it. That'll be here Friday. That's an easy plug and play on that because it's already wired for it. And I also have the tow mirrors on the way. They'll be here Friday too. And this one here, I'm going to set this one up for it too. But I need to get the drop shank and then I'll go ahead and get another weight distribution head, because there's no way I'm going to take the head off of that one, put it on this shank and adjust it, you know, every time I want to pull the trailer. So I want to have this one set up perfect for the trailer and that one set up perfect, so I can just hop in either one, hook it up and go, and they're all preset and good to go. The tow mirrors, per the description, will not fit on this vehicle because it has blinkers in the mirror, but I don't see why it wouldn't. I mean, we're just talking this little bit right here. I bet it'll still fit, but I'll find out when they get here. If not, maybe I can modify them or something, because those I can just swap for each vehicle. It's easy enough to swap the brake controller, but I'm just going to leave one dedicated to each vehicle. You know, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to, this one's pre-wired for it too, so we're all good to go there. Yeah, so we've got the factory 7-way on both of them, so they're both, you know, pre-wired for that. You know, it's got the factory hitch, so we're fine there. And this one has aftermarket airbags, because of course these don't come factory with them. But it does have a set of the aftermarket, you know, load leveling bags there. So if I need those, you know, I can add some air to them. I'm just not sure, you know, I don't know if the lift will make a difference or not, you know, having a 6-inch lift on here. That's what we'll have to find out. But I'll definitely set this one up too. And I think that I mean, it's definitely half-ton towable. You know, it's well within the limits of both vehicles. So I think I should be fine, even though that these vehicles are older. I think they'll be just fine. You know, that's why I wanted to be responsible and get something this size and not get a 38-foot travel trailer like these other people do. So anyways, let me know your thoughts. I did go look at a Ford Excursion yesterday. I was actually thinking about buying it. Unfortunately, I mean, the 5.4 liter 2-valve is an excellent engine, but in my opinion, it has no business being in a vehicle as big as the Excursion. But I did go look at it anyway. It was 4-wheel drive. You know, once again, it had a lift on it. It probably had a 4 or 5-inch lift on it. You know, it had big 315 wide, you know, BFG tires on it. It was a pretty sharp looking vehicle. The inside was pretty clean. It had 169,000 miles on it. I drove it. The transmission felt fine. You know, the engine idled fine. It just didn't have any power. I mean, I'm talking, both of my 5.4s are just so much more powerful than that. And I understand the Excursion's a bigger vehicle, but still, I personally wouldn't tow with it. I'm not saying all of them, but that particular one, it just didn't have the power. And had a couple other issues I saw that the seller wouldn't come clean with, you know, because I'm very mechanically inclined, and especially Fords, I know them in and out. And there was a few things he just wouldn't come clean on, and he was playing coy about. And you know, I was just weighing the price versus how much money I'd have to put in it to get it where I needed it, and I just decided to pass. These here should be just fine for, you know, towing this thing a few times a year and going camping or whatnot. Anyways, thanks for watching.